Hi guys! So today's video is going to be about my favourite books. I done a video last week about my favourite movies, so I thought I would follow up with a video about my books. I own an awful lot of books. I've got so many I can't even count. I've got some up in the loft, I've got some in our spare room, I've got thousands on my bookshelf and under my bed. So I thought I'd give you a small pick of the ones that I cannot stop reading and the ones that I know that I'm going to love forever. So of course my all-time favourite book set is the Harry Potter series, which we've got here. I didn't realise how heavy they were all together. Our Deathly Hallows copy is like in pristine condition still. The spine isn't cracked at all, which I'm very happy about. But then if you take a look at the Philosopher's Stone copy, it's like, this has been well read. I actually got into this series when I was in year 6, so I was about 10, nearly 11 years old at this time, and my class teacher for English had been reading this to us, and she'd stopped halfway through Harry's first Quidditch game because we had to go home, and I went home and said to Mum, I was like, please can I have this book? And my mum was so excited about the fact that I wanted to read something that she actually went out the next day and bought it for me. So by the time we'd come back from school the next day, I had this. I've never been the same since. My next book series is called the Vampire Beach series. Out of all my friends who read books, I've only found one of my friends who's actually ever heard of these before. And here they are. I love the fact that they're so colourful. These are by Alex Duval. This one was the first one in the series. So after I'd finished reading this one, at the beginning of the book it said that there was another one. So I thought, oh, I'm going to have to get that one now. So then we picked up the next one, which then told me about the next one, and so on until I had all of the books. I have to say, compared to like Vampire Diaries and Bloodlust, I think the programme's called, I've never really been able to get into them because I always find that the way that they're portrayed isn't a way that I think is believable. Just like with the Twilight series, they go out in the sun and they start glowing and sparkling like a disco ball. I've read the Twilight books, and even though I was like, yeah, they're okay, they were never up to this standard. So these books are on my list because I cannot get enough of them. I haven't read them for about a year, so I'm planning on doing that again at the beginning of next year, and I'm going to enjoy them. And then 2 years ago, another book series started coming out onto the market. It was not actually long before the first of the movies was released, but my friend Jackie went out and for my Christmas present she got me The Hunger Games. I remember looking at the cover and thinking that doesn't look all that interesting. I read the back and thought, well, I'll give it a try. Within 3 chapters I was absolutely hooked, and it wasn't until I was near the end of the book, about 3 or 4 days later, because it took me forever to read this for some reason, they announced that there was a movie coming out, and they'd actually started filming it just as I was finishing reading this book. To which then my sister comes back one day and she's got all 3 of the books. Unknown to me that there was a trilogy, I just thought it was a one-off to start with. So my sister actually has the entire set in her bedroom, but this is the only one of the series that I've got. I've got to go out and purchase the other 2 still for myself. And as I've actually got this, I planned to go and see it at the cinema when it came out. I went with 2 of my friends, and as I'd already read the other 2 books by the time the film had come out, I know exactly how the entire story was going to end. And I sat there and was like, they kept so much of it in, they took bits of it out that obviously weren't necessary. And then they're doing the second film, and they're filming the 3rd and 4th one at the minute, because the 3rd book's been turning to 2 films. And it's one of those stories, it's so well written that you get lost within it within a couple of pages and you can't put it down. And the last of the series that I have started reading, there are 5 books in this series, I believe. It is the heaviest set of books I've ever purchased, and it came to £30, which I was quite impressed with actually for what books are and how popular they are at the minute. And it is the Song of Ice and Fire series by George Martin. These are some of the books that are in the set. This is the first book and I've already read this one. This is the second book, one that I'm currently on. I'm on page 282 out of like 876, I think. It has taken me nearly 2 months just to read that many pages because I keep forgetting to take this out with me. I'm determined to finish this before the new year. So I'm going to have to sit down and read all of that still. I'd actually watched the programme before I even knew there were any books. I don't know how I didn't know the books were what started off the programme at all, but As soon as I found that out, I went on a bit of a mission to get the books, because if I find there's a film or a TV programme that's based on the book and I've watched it, I like to be able to read the books as well, because I like to get more of an in-depth look at everything. Like the same box of this, we found it everywhere and it was like £60 to £80, and I thought that's a bit expensive for a set of books as much as I really want them. Online it was actually £120 for the exact same box that I've got. And this one comes with a map as well, which I'm really happy about. So then we went into a shop downtown and they'd had like a sale on some of their books, and this entire set was £29.99, so about £30. So I had to buy it there, and then that was like the rest of my money for the month gone, but how can you complain about some books? So that is it, guys. Those are all the books that I wanted to show you, and I hope that you actually have read some of them, because some of them are so amazing and you really should if you haven't. If you've got any of the books or you liked any of these, please give the video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe, because I do a lot of other videos on this channel. If you want to go check them out, go and have a look. And I hope you will have a wonderful day, and I will see you next Monday. Bye!